Oh yeah, in the movie The Martian, the characters get out to Mars on a really cool spaceship that includes
What language that is?
centrifugal gravity ring.
Is that Armenian?
So, hello Earthlings. Mark Watney here. I'm your personal guide on this tour of the Hermes. Astronautic. Hello, Commander. Big year ahead. Maybe you could tell us what inspired you to take it all on.
Sure. Laura Clark, Krista McAuliffe, and, of course,
Why not take it
Lee
all
Collins.
off?
And you're not going to get a better answer than that. Seriously, though, Rick, how do we get there?
Well, you basically point the bird in that direction, you wait 150 days, and 36 million miles later, we should be at Mars. Oh, wait. No, that's Uranus. Okay, that's Mars.
Hey, don't believe a word they say. You're one of the good ones.
Thanks. Hey, wait, what? Who says that about me? This isn't over, you and me. We're going to talk later.
Is that what we're gonna do? Let's see. Oh, this is another video from Papadopoulos. Didn't cheap out on the skin of this spaceship. Oh, look at those people inside. I never noticed them. There's like fuel tanks that are getting spun. I don't get that. Oh, so there's a main habitation module, but it's surrounded by water tanks, I think. So that would make sense. Water stops radiation, and radiation's a really bad thing in space. I don't know any of that for sure. I'm just saying, if you want to know more about that design, go look it up. So now, like, NASA's actually giving him models and stuff. They see the work that he's been putting up. Okay, in 2014, well, the end of 2014, pretty much beginning of 2015.
Originally commissioned
Expanse
by the
was
Church of
released.
Latter-day Saints as an interstellar generation ship and constructed at Tycho Station, the vessel that would become the flagship of the Outer Planets Alliance was originally known as the LDSS Nauvoo and intended to carry multiple generations of Mormons through a 12-light-year journey to the Tau Ceti system. The Nauvoo's spiritual voyage would never come to pass, however, as the ship was commandeered by the Outer Planets Alliance for use as an improvised missile in the hopes of averting the course of the protomolecule-infected asteroid Eros. When this plan proved unsuccessful, the ship was left adrift until it was recovered by OPA salvage teams and refitted into the OPAS Behemoth, flagship of the belt. At a length of 2,460 meters, the Behemoth is easily the largest spacecraft ever constructed, built around a centrifuge drum so massive that 4 Donager-class battleships could fit inside it without touching the walls. The ship is propelled by 8 massive Tycho EDT G4000 series Epstein drives, each of which is the size of a frigate-grade warship in its own right, and is able to accelerate the enormous mass of the Behemoth through long interplanetary flights. Following its refit, the Behemoth carries a huge arsenal of weapons, including 6 bow-mounted Zako Sitara series heavy railguns, 6 external torpedo modules, each carrying 7 single-fire launch tubes, and 170 point defense cannons, spread across the ship's hull on a number of improvised gun towers. Given that the Nauvoo was originally designed for a direct voyage to Tau Ceti and nothing else, the ship's maneuverability was far from suitable for combat. To resolve this issue, 370 of
seeing
Tycho
space
Station's
habitats
automated
more often in
tugs
the
were
plot.
permanently mounted to
Probably
the
why
behemoth's
I got
surface to serve as reaction
Alpha,
control thrusters. The primary role of
that
the
show
behemoth
after, like,
under
the
OPA control
third
is to
season.
serve as an imposing symbol of the
I haven't bothered
United
to watch
Belt
the
and
last
to
couple
represent the
seasons.
Outer Planets Alliance in dealings with other powers. When placed into actual combat, however, the limitations of the behemoth as an unwitting warship become abundantly clear. The ship's torpedo launchers are simply mounted onto the hull, meaning that no internal loading bays exist for the warheads. As a result, the ship is forced to use remote drones to manually insert new torpedoes into each launch tube when reloading, and serious power failures have been known to occur when using any of the behemoth's weapons. The ship's scale also becomes a critical weakness in space combat, presenting a massive target that even the most
inside of
poorly
this
calibrated weapons
doesn't
could
make any
easily
sense.
strike, and any
Why
projectiles
would
that
you
did
design
score
it
a
like
hit on the
that?
behemoth would likely perforate the complex mechanical
All gray
structures
and
of the ship's
stupid
centrifuge
looking.
drum, causing widespread casualties and catastrophic damage. During its refit, the behemoth was also equipped with a number of docking bays fixed above the ship's engine cluster, with the surrounding area being converted into a sizable concourse and loading area, similar to those seen on the docks of an asteroid station like Pallas or Ceres. The behemoth's docks are able to house up to 8 medium-sized spacecraft, allowing the vessel to serve as a mobile staging ground for a small fleet, or to carry out salvage and logistics operations using groups of support craft. The modification and relaunch of the behemoth marked a crucial moment of transition for the Outer Planets Alliance, further cementing the organization as a legitimate power in the wake of the Io campaign, and laying the foundations for a truly organized Belter military. In many ways, the behemoth is more powerful as a symbol than a spacecraft, serving as a reminder to the system that the tribes of the Belt are now unified, and leading them into the future beneath the flag of the Outer Planets Alliance.
Oh, and here's Brian Versteeg again. He did this kind of toon style animation, but it's a 3D animation. If you go on YouTube, on Brian Versteeg's channel, like spacehabs.com also, we'll give you a link to this. You can actually look around side to side as you're going through that animation. Papadopoulos gets better and better at the quality, over time. It's cool. Release those canisters, there's less mass if they want to accelerate the ship. You'd think they'd point those solar collectors just toward the sun and keep them facing the sun. I'm confused a little bit. Yeah, because it doesn't look like the solar panels are facing the sun. Are they? Maybe. Not directly though. Based on the shadows. He was able to reuse some of the assets from previous videos and just kind of make a couple different versions. This is cool though. He got really good at this. I noticed how that solar panel, there it is, it's turning. as the ship spins. That's interesting. So I guess the whole ship is spinning its way through space. It's one way to do it. You have to be very careful to get the center of balance directly in the middle, because otherwise the people inside would experience this weird kind of gyration. Pragmatic uses a different font for every video. Oh, I was so excited when this came out. December of
The Avalon
2016.
is
Passengers.
part badass spaceship and part luxury cruise liner.
The Avalon.
We had a script that's all about isolation and their sort of mental state about being alone.
This was awesome.
And so immediately you have a spaceship that needs to be enormous, basically the equivalent of the Titanic in space.
Everything was very beautiful. It just looked very different to me than anything I've seen before.
What a cool ship. People really didn't seem to like the story and the plot, but I love the ship. It's cool.